Hi guys, so continuing on with my little mini series of painting the miniatures from HeroQuest, I'm now moving on to some of the quest packs, just because, well, I absolutely love this game, and as you're probably aware by now if you've seen some of my recent videos, yeah, I am well and truly hooked on this. So obviously these quest packs are great because they come with, well, more quests, but they also come with obviously loads of little miniatures, which is just awesome, as well as some more sort of furniture bits and pieces, and some more cards, which is really cool. Although I am looking at making my own cards up soon, so let me know if that's something you're interested in, as I'll, well, film it and show it. So the other great thing with this one is it comes with another hero, so you can never have too many heroes, which is awesome. But as you can see, yeah, I've started putting my miniatures on clear bases. Obviously this barbarian is one I've 3D printed, but yeah, I am going through the HeroQuest miniatures and taking them off their bases and putting them on clear ones. And to do this, well, I'll show you exactly how I do this. It is a bit of a dodgy thing, so you need to be careful doing this and definitely take time and care. So I've got one of these cheap rotary tools, and it is just purely a case of sort of cutting away at the base. Yeah, starting further away from the feet, because obviously you don't want to chop them off, and then just getting nearer and nearer each time. So this does take a bit of time, but it is worth, well, in my case it's worth doing because I just love clear bases and being able to see the terrain underneath these people. So I'm going to speed this next bit up because I say it does take a bit of time because it is a case of, well, just slowly chipping away at the thing, getting nearer and nearer to those feet, but without obviously amputeeing, yeah, taking feet off, you know what I mean, guys. Yes, you just keep going round nearer and nearer and nearer. And as I say, I'm going to be doing this for every single miniature now from HeroQuest. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but say for me, it's well worth it. So that's him sort of, yeah, say pretty much done. He's not too far off being as clean and neat as it could be. And final little thing, bit of sanding. So obviously I want to make sure his feet are nice and flat, as I want to glue him onto the clear base and make sure there's enough of his feet to, well, adhere nicely. So that's obviously the rough sanding. Now got a nice sort of very fine sandpaper just to go around the edges, just to sort of, well, again, try and make it as neat and tidy as I possibly can. And then he's all ready to be painted. So yeah, sticking with my usual sort of way of painting. Going to prime in black using the good old matte black primer here by the Colour Forge, as yeah, it's still my favourite black. And then a bit of dry brushing. So as you can see, using a nice big dry brush for this. But don't worry guys, you can use makeup brushes. That's what I used prior to me being sent any brushes. Yeah, nice cheap cheerful ones, got from Amazon. I think it's about £5 for about a dozen. Variety of sizes, big, small, all that kind of thing. Yeah, good old bit of dry brushing, and then he's ready to slap on some paint. Yeah, love how they look at this stage. Yeah, it's good old like black and white, but looks awesome. So like all the other HeroQuest miniatures I'm painting, I'm all going to be painting them all in the same style as their cards. Two reasons for this. One, I like the idea of them looking like they do on the cards, and two, it saves me thinking about what I need to do or what colours I should do. Sometimes that can be more difficult or more harder than actually painting the things. So what I am now doing before even starting to paint anything is getting all the paints ready. This obviously just speeds up the process of painting, and as you can see, yeah, lots and lots of army paint speed paints, but there is one difference here, and that's this green stuff dipping ink, mainly because the army painter, I don't like the white. I always find out it comes out very grubby or even greyish. So yeah, using the dipping ink there just to get the white. And as you can see, yeah, there's not too many colours in this chap, which is why I say painting these is an absolute doddle and can be done very quick. So again guys, when I'm painting things, I'm never going to be a great painter. I'm a very average painter. I enjoy painting, but I know my limitations, and I say for me this is all about getting these little miniatures tabletop ready. I'm never going to enter any competitions, I'm never going to be the greatest of painters, but I certainly enjoy what I do, and yeah, I'm very happy to the standard that I paint to, and I say for me it's getting these miniatures on the table just so I can start playing with them. So as you can see there, yeah, I'm still using this kid's poppet toy to put my paints in. Couple of reasons for this. I do find this does seem to make the paints last longer. Whenever I put them into like a plastic sort of palette, they do seem to dry up a lot quicker. I don't know if it's a rubber in this sort of stops them from drying up, have no idea. But also cleaning, it's so easy to clean this afterwards, because once the paint's dry, well, you just pop it out. Yeah, it couldn't be any simpler than that. So these little kids toys, yeah, perfect for holding your paint in. So yeah, painting these chaps, again, it's like painting by numbers, especially because I am copying that card to the letter. And yeah, say you paint the paint on, it dries really quick, which is just awesome, and then straight on to the next paint. And this is why I love these Army Painter speed paints, especially this new range. Well, not new because it's been out for a while now, but the 2.0, just because it does dry a lot quicker. So for little miniatures, that's ideal. If you're doing something a lot bigger, yeah, not so much, because obviously it dries sometimes too quick. But I say, most of the things that I paint are miniatures, so for me, yeah, it's perfect. If you are new here and you like what I do, it'd be great if you could hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, as I do produce several videos each week. Plus I am on the big road to 100k subscribers, and with your help guys, I'm hoping to get there before the end of the year. So if you can share this video or any of my other videos anywhere with friends, family, whoever, that would be just awesome, in the hope that if they like this kind of stuff, yeah, they'll subscribe too. As this guy doesn't have a base, yeah, sometimes it is easier to pull these miniatures off and just hold them, well, somewhere that obviously doesn't have any wet paint, just so I can paint their feet. And then once that's dried, then I'll pop him back on to the little blue tack and continue painting him. But as I say, I just love the fact that these miniatures can be taken off the bases, because the plastic they're on, or the plastic they're made from, is relatively soft, which is why my cheap little cutting tool, yeah, cuts through them a breeze. And as I say, when they're done and they're on the base, because obviously I've got a 3D printed base, it just looks great, the fact that with the clear bases you can barely see it. So I get my bases from Fluid 3D Workshop. They do a whole range of different sizes, different shapes, and more importantly, different thicknesses. So I go for the thinnest one they have, which is about 1mm. So again, when these miniatures are on them, yeah, you can barely see the base, which for me looks great because it makes them miniatures look like they are, well, just standing on the terrain that's underneath. One thing I will say about the dipping inks as compared to the Army Painter speed paints, they are very much more translucent, or like watered down. So yeah, sometimes you do need to do several coats. So I did do a couple of coats with this this white one, but again, that's nice because it is so translucent. You can put a bit on. If you're happy with it, leave it, but if you're not, yeah, just apply another coat. Obviously I am showing every paint I'm using here. Main reason for that is several months ago a lot of you guys did request sort of seeing every single paint I use, just because you like to sort of follow along. So yeah, just wondering guys, any of you that play HeroQuest and obviously painting the miniatures, are you sort of following any of my sort of guides? Well, not exactly guides, but the paints that I use, are you doing any of the same? Yeah, again, let me know in the comments down below guys, 'cause it's always interesting to see, hear what you guys are doing, and yeah, if you are sort of say copying what I'm doing. Because say, I am not the greatest of painters, so if you're interested in learning better ways of painting, yeah, there's tons of painters out there. But if you like watching an average painter who certainly enjoys what he's doing, then yeah, you're definitely in the right place, as I'm one of these guys. I think I've got to my limit of how I can paint really. Every now and then I do obviously try and do a bit more highlighting and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I appreciate I'm never going to be the best painter. I'm never going to win competitions. But say for me, I'm enjoying the hobby. Well, enjoy it. I love it. I love this hobby. And I say, especially now that I am playing more games. When I first started this channel, I started it purely because, well, I started in the second lockdown. So it's just a way of keeping occupied and busy. But yeah, now I am playing more and more sort of board games, especially ones that come with miniatures. So yeah, definitely having fun painting lots and lots of these little chaps up. And funny enough, the doorbell went about half an hour ago, and a big box Zombicide, the Black Plague, turned up. So I can't wait to get started on some of those miniatures. So as well as obviously going to learn to play that game, I want to use some of these zombies, because I absolutely love zombies, but in my HeroQuest games, because I do like doing homebrew. When I used to play D&D many years ago, loved being the dungeon master, loved making up my own sort of dungeons. So yeah, I'm going to be making up a lot of homebrew HeroQuest stuff, which again is why I want to make up my own cards, just to add sort of more treasures, artifacts, even maybe monsters. I'm going to do my own monster cards. So when it comes to the skin, yeah, I always find the Army Painter Speed Paint Peachy one always looks too dark. So again, that's why I love the air range that Army Painter do, just because these paints are already thinned down because they're meant to go in airbrush. So yeah, these go on great, especially over the sort of Slapchop style, because you can still see some of the sort of shading and the darker areas underneath, which is just great. So yeah, using this elven flesh skin, yeah, looks pretty cool. So yeah, really chuffed how this guy's come along. Say very simple paint job, very easy, very quick. But again, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I know this is going to look great once it's on a table. And I've got a game this coming weekend, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see if any of my friends pick this elf to play with, which would be pretty cool. So do any of you guys that play HeroQuest play with more than 4 heroes? Say, because I have now been buying a lot more of the extra sort of packs and sets. I do have quite a lot of heroes for my friends to sort of choose from. So yeah, it'd be interesting to know how many people do you actually play with, and then do you change the game up in any way, as in do you add more monsters or do you increase any of their stats? Say for me, homebrew play is definitely a big favourite, because I am the kind of player that likes the old rule of cool. So you play a game, you change it, adapt it, just to make it more fun for you and obviously all your friends. And yeah, that's certainly something I'm going to be doing. So yeah, if any of you guys do that, let me know. So this is where it comes to say me just adding a few highlights. So I've done all the speed paints. I could leave it here. I mean, I love how he looks. But yeah, I do try it every now and then just to make them look a little bit better, or a bit more of an improvement. And that is just by adding some highlights. So using a lighter colour, or whatever colour it is you're going to paint over. And in this case, obviously the red. Yeah, using a lighter red, and then just going over the raised areas. But the great thing with the Slapchop painting is you can see the lighter areas already. So going over them with this highlight, with the lighter colour, just sort of emphasises, well, the highlights really, which is pretty cool. And then I did exactly the same with the brown and the yellow. So the brown for obviously his boots and his gloves, and the yellow mainly for his hair. And yeah, this is how he's come out, and yeah, absolutely love it. Pretty much like the card, a little bit of differences here and there. One thing I didn't do, and that's these little gold bits on his cloak and the bottom of his top. Reason for that is, yeah, my eyesight, my hands, there's no way I'd get a nice thin line like that. I did do the little stars on his chest, but we won't look too closely at that. But now, yeah, he's done, and he's ready to stick on his clear base. So say these are from Fluid 3D Workshop. Again, links all down below. So pop a little bit of glue on him. But to make the glue easier, or easier for me to use the glue, yeah, I put these little attachments on. Again, these are just from Amazon. Just make it so much easier to use these glues, just because obviously you get a nice, thinner, finer bit. Definitely more controllable, especially when obviously I want to glue him onto a clear base. So you don't want to get too much on, because if any of the glue goes on any other part of the base, apart from under his feet, you will notice it, and yeah, it'll look pants. And there we go, he's looking great. Yeah, love the clear base. He's all ready to play. Say on the 3D board I printed, and again you can hardly see the base underneath, which is what I just love. So it looks like the guy is just, well, he's just standing there. So obviously I've done him. You've seen a recent video where I did an ogre. Well, I did all the ogres actually. So there's 4 of these big chaps. My players haven't come across these yet, but they will be this weekend. These ogres, they are built like tanks. So yeah, you wouldn't, well, in this case, I think this elf, if he was on his own with 4 of these, yeah, it's good night elf. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm certainly enjoying making these and say painting my way through all the HeroQuest miniatures. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe, leave comments down below, all that fun stuff. You guys all take care. See you in the next one. Oh, don't forget, another video on the screen. Give that a click. See more what I do. Bye now.